Introducing today, guys, wonderful guy, one of Australia's premium copywriters, Mr. Scott Bywater. Over to you, Scotty.
Yeah, g'day, Jeff. Great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Scott. I'd like to hear your story. Tell us, how'd you get started, Scotty? Some 29 years ago, how'd you get started?
Yeah, so the way I got started is basically I started out I started out in sales at about the age of 17. I did a range of different sales roles, and then at about the age of 24, I met my wife, and at that stage I had started up a small marketing agency, and she saw a job for a copywriter for Reader's Digest. So anyway, I thought she was really adamant, women's intuition or whatever it is. And so anyway, I went for this job. And at that time, I didn't get the job, but I got the confidence to specialize in copywriting. And my income 10x'd, literally, admittedly from a low base at the time, but it literally 10x'd overnight. And that taught me the importance of positioning. Is just so critical.
Yes. Reader's Digest, it goes back quite a way, doesn't it? I remember reading those when I was a kid. They're very good. You can never put them down. And they had something for everybody, correct?
Yeah. I mean, they're great. They were great direct marketers. Like some of the sales copy that came out of them and that sort of thing was awesome, which is why I was keen. Yeah, I was keen to be involved in that, but it wasn't to be, but it sent me off on a whole nother direction.
Fair enough. And where are you at in your journey now, Scotty? What's your latest things you've been up to?
Oh, so what's the latest things I've been up to? Oh, like I've got I'm doing quite a lot of copy essentially. So I've got a bit of a team now that I'm working with. So that's direct response copy, everything from emails to web copy to sales funnels to Facebook ads, right across the board.
Wow.
With a partner, we've just started up a content marketing side of the business, which is focused on that. And I'm also I've also got a program called the Simple Email ROI System, which really focuses on email marketing strategy. While also taking advantage of AI technology.
Yeah, I see you're doing that very well. I get your emails every day, and they're one of the first things I read. They're always got a little bit of tidbits in there, something we don't know about. What's been your most challenging aspect of your work, and how do you overcome it, Scotty?
Well, I think the most challenging aspect, as a business owner for me, has always been from the mindset side of things. So keeping your emotional foundation amongst it all, with the stresses that come at you from business and all that sort of thing.
I know all about it.
Yeah, exactly. They're constant. So, and how have I overcome it? I think, it's to me, it's just like you're getting up each day, you're doing 1% better, but you also do things like I will meditate each day. I have a very high focus on health and doing the right things, with that from a health perspective, like, not eating seed oils, avoiding takeaway. These days, I've even given up coffee and alcohol and that sort of thing.
Wow.
I see myself as I think every entrepreneur should see ourselves as athletes, right? And if you're, if you want to run a marathon or win the 100-meter sprint, are you really going to be feeding your body crap? And I see the same thing as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, this is a true story, guys. I think Scotty must be on the Botox, because I met Scotty some 29, 30 years ago, and he doesn't look any different today. So I'm pretty amazed, right? So I don't know his secret, guys. I'd love to. How do you stay motivated, Scotty, and continue to innovate in your field? What's your secret to innovation?
I think it's having a strong vision. I mean, one of the things I love is I personally love learning, and I don't just learn about what's in my field, right? Like I love learning from vast different areas, which I think actually makes you better. So there's some books I read earlier in the year about polymathy, And what polymathy is it's being an expert in several areas, or having, you know, depth of knowledge in several areas. And
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of that, because what it allows you to do when you're well read in a number of areas is it allows you to see what others don't, because you can connect ideas. And yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot there, Scotty. A lot of it's common sense, which unfortunately, folks, is not very common, right? And
Yes.
don't believe the TV. Don't believe everything. Don't be manipulated, guys. You know, do your own. Like Scotty says, do your own research and have your own opinions. If your mum was a Catholic, doesn't mean you've got to be a Catholic. If your dad voted Labor, doesn't mean you've got to vote Labor, right? So basically, I'm looking ahead. What are your goals and aspirations for the future, Scotty?
I think my goals is really, like, from a personal perspective, it's very much about you know, about scaling and implementing systems so that my business is far less dependent on, you know, just me to really drive it. So that's really where I'm moving towards. I think one of my big breakthroughs, like last year, I'm naturally very creative. But one
Mhm.
of the things I've also realized is that most people I meet who've got thriving businesses are also very systems oriented. So
Yeah,
my
very
focus
much.
these days is like, okay, the creative's great, but if you don't have the systems with it, you're never going to achieve your potential. So it's, for me, it's very much about implementing systems, getting the right people on the bus, that sort of thing, to just, to scale the business and take it to the next level.
Do you find along the journey, Scotty, that when you hit that 5 figures, then your 6 figures, then your 7 figures, do you find you hit the ceiling sometimes, and you've got to learn from people who know more than us to get to the next level?
I think it's a big thing, is that, is your, what do they call it? Your your plateau. So
Yes.
you plateau. And I think that's a huge thing for business owners, is
Hmm.
hitting that plateau. And then it's
Yes.
like, I think the only reason we hit that plateau is either a psychology, or psychology, skills, or knowledge, right? It's one of those three
Interesting.
which stops us from moving forward. So I've definitely seen that with myself, and I've seen that with clients over the years as well.
Yeah. I laugh, Scotty, because what I do is, say, for example, I do a 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. Like that's what my business feels like. And then just when I complete that, someone says, no, that's base camp. Here's the million piece one now. And you go, and
Which,
you go, and you're trying to go to the next level, right?
the thing with business is, it's like, it's more complex than chess, right? Which makes it such
Absolutely.
an exciting game, because you've got, you've got so many different, like, you've got different personalities to deal with, you've got
Correct.
different situations to deal with. Like, nobody saw, if you were in 2019, you didn't see 2020 coming.
For sure.
And that changes the game. So you've got to be constantly on your toes, and innovating and thinking ahead and risk reversal. So it's the most exciting game, the most exciting game on earth, I think,
Yeah, well,
is running a business.
yeah, you've always had that good mindset, Scotty. You're always looking for the future, and you're always one step ahead of the crowd. Usually, tell me, how has ChatGPT and AI come into your life? How has that affected you?
Yeah, no, it's great. So I mean, I was on top of AI even before ChatGPT. So I was
Correct.
quite big with Jasper, and then ChatGPT came
Oh,
along,
right,
and
correct. Yeah, I know
I
Jasper.
Jasper, yeah. So I rejected ChatGPT initially, and then I'm like, and then I started using it. I'm like, wow, this is like incredible. And I
Like,
don't so much use Jasper now, because I've
found other
moved really
ways.
to focus on ChatGPT. But it's amazing if you know how to use it. I look at it as a fire, right? Your fire's amazing. It can cook you an amazing meal, or it can
Correct.
burn the house, down. So
Yeah,
it can do two
good
things.
analogy.
And yeah, so if people are using it wrong, it can make you look tacky and unprofessional and all of that sort of thing, and you just put out bland content that no one cares about. But if you use it right, yeah, and you integrate it with the right prompts, the right transcripts, the right edits, the right strategy, then it can be a super powerful tool, which can give you a lot of leverage.
Scotty, you've moved on from when I met you 29 years ago. You've got a bit of a team now. Do you hire virtual assistants and other people to sort of do some of the hack work for you behind the scenes?
Yeah. So I've got a virtual assistant who helps me with with a lot of the stuff behind the scenes.
Mhm.
And then I've got a number of writers that I work with as well.
Fabulous.
So it's it's that combination. And I think the thing to keep in mind with a virtual assistant, because I held off on doing it for a long time, because
Yes.
in the early days I had an assistant, and I wasn't systemized, so I was only using her at about 20% of her capacity, right?
Yeah,
It was not,
you never had your SOPs in place properly, yeah?
yeah, I didn't have the systems in place, all of that sort of thing. Whereas now I've got a calendar, I guide her
Fantastic.
each day and go, this is what your focus is for today. There's like KPIs and all of that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So it's a more, I guess I'm a more mature business owner than I was back then, where I was just like, oh, this needs to be done, and you just be like flicking them tasks, and then they're probably
Yeah.
sitting around doing nothing a lot of the time, and
Yep.
that sort of thing. So I think it's your job, or it's our job as entrepreneurs. It's not their job to necessarily get the most out of themselves. It's our job to lead the ship so that they
Absolutely.
can produce and they can be trained right and all that to really deliver their potential.
Yeah. Scotty, I've enjoyed having you on the show today. So anyone else who wants to come on the show, please reach out, guys. And don't forget to like and comment on our YouTube video so you can get on interviews just like Scotty. And Scotty, tell us, how can people contact you to get to use your valuable services, please?
Yeah, so if you go to copywritingthatsells.com.au, that's my overall copywriting website. And if you do want to get some AI sort of email marketing hacks, if you go to simpleemailroi.com
Mhm.
/AI, simpleemailroi.com /AI, you can get
Mhm.
your hands on that as well.
Yeah. Shoot them over to me in an email, Scotty. And when we put up the YouTube, which we'll do that in the next 24 hours, we'll include all the links for you so people can reach out and get one of Australia's best copywriters on board.
Yeah, no, awesome. No, thanks, Jeff. It's been a fun conversation.
Absolutely. Let's keep in touch. All the best, Scotty. Have a great day.
Will do.
See ya.
See ya.